Meeting. Please help me open with the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. May we have the roll call?
Trustee Grant.
Here.
Jennifer.
Here.
Ms. Walters here. Township Administrator here. Fire Chief.
Here.
Chief of Police.
Here.
Superintendent of Public Works.
Here.
Thank you. Our next meeting is August 3rd, 2023, and it will be held on the west side of the township at 999 Chambers Road at 6:30 p.m. At this time, I would like to make a motion to accept the agenda with flexibility. Second.
Trustee Grant.
Here.
Trustee Jester.
Yes.
Superintendent.
Yes. At this time, I would like to exercise the flexibility and pass it over to Chief Braley.
Thank you. Retired Fire Chief John Harris passed away Tuesday, June 27th at OSU, family by his side. Chief Harris served the Clinton Township community for over 40 years and was also a longtime resident. He retired in 2013. After retirement, he kept a very close relationship with the department and many of its members. He will be missed by many, and I would like to request a moment of silence for Chief Harris, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So July, for the month of July, I picked National Make a Difference to Children Month. So I wanted to read very quickly about it. The month raises awareness about the vulnerability any child in the world can face if they do not have the right person in their lives to guide them. Children, being pure of heart and still lacking experience about life, need guidance to choose the right path. Oftentimes, such guiding figures can be parents, older siblings, teachers, or any types of guardians. It also happens that many times children do not have such mentors, and this can put them in harm's way. Children are the future of the world, and this is why it is important to make a positive difference in their lives. So that's all I wanted to read for that. So this, I think, is important to just highlight. We live in a very uncertain world currently, with the increase in violence, not just in our county, but worldwide, and the importance of, paying attention to children, and they don't have to be your own, they're neighborhood kids. I used to hate the saying, it can take a village to raise a child, but after working for 15 years in juvenile probation, I absolutely wholeheartedly believe in that. You have no idea that one positive interaction with a child can stay with them for the rest of their life. And they may not always be appreciative of guidance, but know that they are listening, and to just be that positive person that they can go to. So if you have neighbors that have little kids, just look out for them, try to talk to them, introduce yourself to them, help them with resources, direct them to us with resources that they might need, and we're always going to do everything that we possibly can here to assist in any way. At this time, I'll pass it over to the fiscal officer.
All right, request approval of the 2024 budget. I left the documents, copies of that one. Yes.
So, second?
Trustee Grant.
Yes.
Trustee Jester.
Yes.
21st of $10,112,794.84. Request approval of the May fiscal report.
So moved.
Second?
Trustee Grimm?
Yes.
Trustee Desberger?
Yes.
Request approval of the June 1st meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second?
Trustee Grimm?
Yes.
Trustee Desberger?
Yes.
Request approval of payroll.
So moved.
Second?
Trustee Grimm?
Yes.
Trustee Desberger?
Yes.
Lastly, request approval of the bills.
So moved.
Second?
Trustee Grimm?
Yes.
Trustee Desberger?
Yes. On to committee and team reports. For the month of June, between our two produce markets, we distributed 21,000 pounds to 827 individuals. The upcoming produce markets are Friday, July 14th and Friday, July 28th, 4 to 6 p.m., drive-through style through our fire bay. Make sure you bring your ID. They use that for stat purposes. They're not actually taking like personal information. We do have flyers about them, I believe, on our social media, and we also have that information for upcoming produce markets for the rest of the year on our webpage. And then we had our Clinton Township Community Safety Day was June 24th, and we had a huge turnout. We had some lock boxes, information about ACEs, the adverse childhood experiences. We had a bounce house, we had other community agencies there.
Everything, those purchases we ran, 50 bicycle helmets were gone within the first hour, 4-hour event. 130 hot dogs were gone 2 hours into a 4-hour event, so it was really well attended. A lot of resources were given out. Every table that I saw was empty by the end of the day, so it was really good.
That was a great time. Anything else about the safety day?
Just that, Franklin County Public Health helped us out by that. They had 3 tables there. They were giving away Narcan. Community health workers were there talking about what they could do in the community as far as resource gathering for anyone that may need it. And then our chat liaison was there passing out the produce market information, also signing people up for the commodity supplement food program, food boxes. So we had a lot of help that day, a lot of resources were given out, and it was just by far the most well-attended event that I've had yet. And chat did a really good job of getting a group of people together to make that happen.
Thank you. On to Mr. Huffman.
Monthly report had been distributed, just some of the highlights, finalizing things in the office. Had a meeting with risk management and also a separate meeting with Bill Lafayette, who is the business survey that we'll be working with. We're doing follow-up meetings. Follow up on the carport. I did reach out to OSU, Columbus State, Columbus PD, and use that information. I think at the last meeting we went ahead and approved the design, the company that we're currently with, and then with the insurance meeting here recently, I just had some inquiries internally and met with additional profit or so. Couple things following up at the 3806 Walker, that's the one where the trustees approved moving forward with the demolition. I did reach out to COCIC, the Central Ohio Community Improvement Corporation. They will work with us. We're finding a vendor to get that demolished. They recently have boarded up. Through that process, they had learned that the inside of the house is really full of additional items, which will probably lead to a slight delay of getting the house demolished because they need to get it the price and then go into contract with them. Unfortunately, it is out to the approval process, so it's not something that is as simple as just getting a wrecking ball on there and tearing it down. So township is moving forward with that with the help of the COCIC, and hopefully we'll see some updates with that here in the next months. Last is this discussion of proposed business surveys. I've shared two different versions with the trustees. They are ones that we did work with Bill Lafayette and have conversations with them on them. So they're just pretty much, I guess, for your review, see if you have any questions. Don't know exactly how we'll move forward without the position being filled, but they're ready to move forward or make adjustments as needed.
So the two questions I have right now are, the first one is, one of the surveys, I think at the end, said something about, like, please return to Township Hall by whatever date using the enclosed self-addressed stamped envelope. So are we planning to mail these?
I think that's still up in the air. At one point, there was talk about maybe doing more of a survey monkey type thing, but I think we would still need to do some sort of mailing out to the business owners to let them know of a potential link. The other option would be either hand deliver or mail it out and try to get good responses that way. So that's to be determined, I guess.
Okay. And yeah, and then I was gonna say, my second question would be if we would choose to like hand deliver. I'm not sure like who would do that, but as long as like if two of us would go together, like a trustee and then like a department head, no matter what, like who it is, if we could do them like in the evening sometimes, and then on like Saturday mornings, like I would prefer that if possible, that maybe like trustees can help distribute these, and then that gets us to get to know the business owners, and to actually have open discussions to start like thinking of stuff.
And I'm sure, like, the ones that maybe don't have the hours that meet what the hand delivery would be, that either Deborah, that's gone out and met with some of the business owners for other activities, or Dan could perhaps drop off the surveys to businesses that were unable to actually meet them face to face.
I can work on lettuce.
So that's all basically be determined as to how the township really wants to move forward with collecting that information. It's just, these are kind of more as to keep like the questions being asked, and if it kind of covers the information the township's looking for.
And then this is, we're looking to have them do both of these, or we're looking to just pick like one or the
Either
other?
or combination, they're just both slightly different. It could be, like the format of one, but questions on the other, and then the other one get reformatted. We like questions from both, but then some questions you don't like, then they can be combined. They're slightly different, they're both getting basically the same information. I think one's a little shorter starting point. And then, I just saw Rebecca looking at it, I forgot I included it, that you do have a report from the complaints in regards to the cases that we're working on.
And Deborah's, also got her on the report here too.
Maybe I missed it in your discussion, what are you trying to find out with these surveys, with businesses? Is there, what specifically you wanna find out from them?
We hired Reaganomics to continue doing Regionomics. We hired Regionomics to continue, he had written a study, he's hired by the Gen Z board on behalf of the township. So I believe he came and spoke at length, a meeting on this side about what more outreach to businesses could do, all the encouraging economic development. My suggestion is we do this hard push about every other year. Every year might be intense, but
So basically you wanna touch base with them and any concerns they have and stuff like that, I'm assuming that's what you wanna do, or?
I think being the first one, it's important to at least get like a baseline of like who you are, who's the owner, how many employees,
Okay.
things on that line. And also just kind of ask about their interaction with the township.
Okay.
How can we improve, what would you like to see? And then I think after we get a baseline, I think we can probably dig a little deeper. But some of the questions are just trying to find out, you know, if you're strictly a local business, do you have regional, through the state, United States, international? It's just trying to get a baseline for
Okay.
our businesses.
Just to piggyback on that, I would also add, we talk a lot about economic development and what does that mean? And as a community, we talk about it a lot, but we never actually ask the businesses what it is that they need to expand their own business. So just trying to, through this survey, hoping to create some sort of a bridge so that they know that they have us as a resource, because I don't even think they know we exist. So yes, we want all of these questions answered, but at the same time, we really just want them to feel like they have a voice within the township.
Chief Rim?
So I have a report that's in the packet that I gave you. It's pretty short and sweet, but I have quite a few items, so I'd like to move on to number 3 that I have listed. Is request a motion to accept the state of Ohio EMS grant for reimbursement of equipment costs up to $800.
So moved.
Second?
trustee Green?
Yes.
Trustee Esper?
Yes.
Next, we'd like to request a motion to hire Jason Epps, Charles Gordon, and Brandon Sims Clark as part-time firefighter paramedics in physicals, backgrounds, and drug screenings at $20 an hour. To be paid from funds 2111-220-100 and 2281-230-100.
So moved.
Second?
Johnny Morton's coming back, huh?
I know.
Trustee Green?
Yes.
Trustee Esper?
Yes.
And next, we'd like to request a motion to hire Ramel Barbie, Tiana Gist, Ethan Griffin, Daniel Colson, Abdurrahman Abduli, Nathan Burgart, and Karsten Walters as supplemental part-time pending physicals, backgrounds, and drug screenings at $14 an hour to be paid from funds 2111-220-100 and 2281-230-100.
So moved.
Second?
Trustee Green?
Yes.
Trustee Esper?
And with flexibility, in your packet is a life-saving award. Our 3-unit crew recently received the Clinton Township Division of Fire Life-Saving Award for actions taken on June 10th, 2023. The crew encountered a 66-year-old female in cardiac arrest and were able to revive her in the field prior to arriving at the hospital. The patient was discharged home 3 days later with no deficits. She was able to walk out of the hospital 3 days later. So it's pretty good amazing job. And last, again, flexibility. Number 7, I just received this today. The department recently received national recognition from the American Heart Association for care rendered to heart attack and stroke patients for exceeding the national standard of care. So more information will be coming out about that. We'll get it posted on Facebook and hopefully newsletters. But that's pretty exciting for meeting those parameters to get that recognition.
That's awesome.
trees last month. 10 reports of shots fired we responded to between Oakland Park and Northern Lights area. Our kind of serious crime has gone up, but deaths and largely kind of staying the same. 17 stolen vehicles, which kind of compares us to the rest of the city. Frank County. So we track our pursuits as well, and our pursuits have gone up about 500% this year. Most of those being canceled from the stolen cars. Traffic violators are stopping for officers that are fleeing. We have a policy in place now that we don't pursue misdemeanors fleeing in vehicles. So it's really a shame that we have that many people that want to disregard the laws and put other people in danger. 80-mile-an-hour car chases, I don't really want to have it in some cases. Been asked recently, why aren't we stopping more cars for speeding and other violations? And particularly that's one reason, because we're not getting compliance with the lawful orders of an officer to stop. These people go downtown, the traffic citations we write on a monthly basis. I don't even think we had a report from the courts this month on fine revenue coming in where people have been found guilty or paid their tickets. So it's not going well downtown as far as what our officers are trying to prosecute. Drunk driving arrests have gone up on third shift. Shiny News is leaving the department right now. During COVID and after COVID, we probably averaged 30 a year. She's getting probably 50, 60 a month. So impaired driving is up tremendously. July 13th, we are going to do another Operation Unity within the county between us and multiple agencies in the area. So July 13th, you may see a lot of different agencies around us in the North Linden area. That's going to be based out of here. We'll have Grant County Sheriffs, we'll have Perry Township, Linden Township, and Norwood Park. Possibly some other agencies that are going to be working in the area. We're going to be working on people with warrants, our flat camera hits with the stolen vehicles. So you're going to see a lot of activity on that day, from sometime early in the morning till about midnight. So if you see cars from other jurisdictions stopping, we're all out here doing the same thing that day, hopefully to kind of make it dent some of the lawlessness that's going on around the area. National Night Out, August 1st from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. here at 3820 Cleveland Avenue. We are going to host National Night Out. We did it on the west side of the township last year. We're going to host it over here this year with the help of the fire department in the Bay. Target's donating roughly $1,500. So we are going to have lots of food, lots of games. Target's bringing stuff for little kids. We're going to have bicycles, raffle off, helmets, backpacks full of back to school stuff. They will have a live DJ, bounce house, basketball, and again, lots of food. People always come for the food. But yeah, anybody and all in the community welcome to come. On the west side of the event. Yeah, the west side. Last year we had a pretty good sized turnout, so I'm expecting probably even more over here on the east side. So we're going to start getting that word out. Definitely going to put it out on social media. We've got some flyers to hand out at the food drives for folks that are coming through.
I will also be helping with face paint.
But yes, we'll have face painters, stuff for the kids, swag to hand out, so it should be a big turnout. So anybody and everybody come on down.
What was the date again,
August 1st from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
I'll be a tiger, officially. That's the plan.
Then moving on, I'd like to request a motion to approve injury leave for Sergeant Jamie Bird, effective June 19th through July 4th, and Sergeant Bird will still be on line duty for approximately 3 to 4 weeks.
So moved.
Second?
Trustee Green?
Yes.
Trustee Dennisberger?
Just an update on Officer Cuccio. He got his cast off from his surgery, and he goes back August 1st, so we should have an update August 1st on when he would be.
Thank you. Dave?
Yeah, I've already submitted a monthly report to the board, and I'm just touching on some of the items that's submitted. We're up over 88 ton of brush that we've collected to the end of June. 47 tires so far this year. And we're working on some of the playground mulch. I remember last year we decided to buy some rubber mulch at the end of the year, and we're gonna change it out to rubber mulch, or the wood mulch over to rubber mulch. We're currently working on the west side, trying to get that done. We're doing a little bit of things over on the west side, trying to get the power washing of the tennis court. We got a new bulletin board arrived yesterday, so we put it on the
Blockhouse.
blockhouse. So hopefully, a few more weeks, we can have that look a little different over at the park. And get some pictures taken, and we'll have them up on our social media. Matt and I met with MP Dory, talking about the guardrail at the Northern Lights closure for their parking lot. The board did approve the funds for that, and the signs are in. They came in yesterday, so we can go ahead and install that next week. We got new stickers ran already. I'll get a MP Dory, and they said it should be a week or so. After we get a hold of them, they should be able to have that done. So we're looking for about 2 weeks out that the traffic going in to Northern Lights from Walford.
You know, I was checking that out the other day when I was getting my lottery ticket to see how it was.
I'll be glad not getting all the calls about the pothole.
One nice thing I like about that roundabout, the traffic on Walford has stopped quite a bit now. But that's dangerous as heck on that. I don't even go there on cut up cell or one way or the other one go to Ferris, and if there hasn't been an accident, there's one waiting to happen.
Wait till winter time.
Oh, there'll definitely be one. Old Cornell talking about how good these roundabouts are, and I told him I'm old school, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. A couple milestones for the employees of the Public Works Department. Cody Lester did complete his annual review. He's been with us for a year now, so he ended up getting a 3% raise. And Devin Allball, he took the turf category for pesticide and completed that passing, so 25% increase in his wages. Then we got OPWC grant update. The funds, or the project has been awarded. It looks like that project come in about a little over $24,000 over cost, but we still have a $25,000 construction contingency. So hopefully that will cover the cost for that grant, that we won't have to pay, won't have to pay much extra. Then when they bid this job out, they combined the paving for the streets north of Ferris also. The good news is the estimate and the cost projected is about $77,000 less than what the estimate was. So you got a little bit of savings there, maybe a little bit of cost from the other way in the OPWC grant, but I think it'll all work out for the best. We had a pre-construction meeting today. We're waiting for the timeline to be sent out to us when they're going to do the paving for our township. It looks like it may be middle August, end of August, somewhere around there. Then what the weather is for our township. But once I get the timeline, it'll be a little closer.
Do we have a recommendation? I know we had spoken about sending out a notification. When should we be preparing those to send out?
The Strouser Company, Strouser Paving is the one who was awarded the grant, or got the awarded the project. They will put out information along the corridor of where the project is 48 to 72 hours out before they start the paving.
But I still want to send like a.
Correct. So they'll try to give us as much leeway as possible, but we can probably go ahead and work up a flyer or something that we can start working on that we can hand deliver to the residents that's affected in the areas. But they'll basically be telling you, make sure you don't park on the street, maybe some inconvenience, whatever their signage will be like that.
Like a month, so maybe like the end of the month, or mid-month, we should be sending those out.
I think I'd keep a little closer to a week or so out that way, it'll be fresh in everybody's mind. Put it out a month before they may totally forget. Because the weather's gonna play a big part on this. If everything goes great, the timeline works, but if you get, 3 days of rain, everything shifts 3 days.
Not to overthink it, but any flyer we distribute, I like the paving company to review it, so I think Rusty the detail on, or something like that.
It'll be pretty vague,
Basic and-
yeah.
If you need help delivering those, just let me know.
Okay. One thing I'm considering about when we do the PWC project on Walford, that one speed bump going towards Northern Lights, I think we will eliminate that. Because there's no sense in having that there. There's be no outlet.
I agree for that.
You guys live on this and that,
I can imagine.
one's by my bedroom and one's by my room.
Oh, we're talking about the speed bump.
Yeah.
Well, I'm super excited that that's on its way. We worked really hard on that, so yay!
It should be a nice, really nice project, both of them.
Yeah.
Moving on, we've got the scrap tire event this Saturday from 9 to noon. We'll be teaming up with Franklin County Public Health. We've taken the tires back, and hopefully we'll have the one gate open right here on the side in Brandon Street, so they can bring their old tires in, we'll take care of them. They also will be giving out larvicide for mosquitoes. They call them larvicide dumps. You can put them in your tires, or if you have any more at home, or in the low-lying areas in your yard, bird baths, things like that, wherever water may lag for an extended period of time. So they will have them on hand to pass out. The next I have request a motion to enter into an agreement with Franklin County for chipping and sealing of alleys just north and south of Ferris Road, and to designate Dave Medley to sign the agreement on behalf of the township. This will be a shared cost. The township will share the cost of $10,000. The project is estimated at $50,000 overall project. And the funds will come from line item 1000-610-599-0000.
So moved.
Second?
Trustee Grimm?
Yes.
Trustee Jacksberger?
Yes. Is the one I have, I just sign where it says Clinton Township?
I will sign.
You will sign it, okay.
Those are just copies for your reference.
Anything else?
I think that's it.
On to appreciations. I have one. So today is Matt's last board meeting with us because tomorrow he officially retired. And so we want to wish him nothing but the best.
I guess I'll turn it right around to thank the department heads, township staff, elected officials and residents for the last 3 years.
You're not going on, but you've been really, good work. Thank you so much.
Appreciation from Dan. He's been very busy on the west side with all the trash that people have been putting out. I called him and he has been very good about responding to several places over there. I gave him a whole list of some homes and stuff. And anyway, he's been wonderful.
Do we have any other items?
I was hoping maybe I could just, I have a property on Westerfield and Agua. And that's a red bar that used to be yellow building. There's a little alley. I have both sides of the property. I was just trying to see if I was the one who's very much maintaining, cleaning, if I could able to figure out a way to. I get it.
You wanna buy a property or vacate?
I like buy it because it belongs to Clinton Township.
Oh, there's a parcel that like you own
Yeah.
next door?
There's a big alley next to his business. And
Yeah.
He was asking the township if they would take that property.
And you've been maintaining that?
Yes, it's very much, I do have it, there's a residential on one side,
Mm-hmm,
and then there's a commercial on one side.
yes.
And that's on the Westerville and Eddystone.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering way to pursue, to figure out a way to either.
That's the process we have to work with the county engineer's office on, to see what that process could look like. Bruce and Dave can, no, pass it off. Dave can probably, look into it and, reach out to the county engineer's office and find out what that process is. And we can go from there.
You said it's at Westerville and Agler or Westerville and Agler?
So, well, it would be, because I do have that, but also my property extended all the way to Agua also. So, but my property is right Eddystone, the one I'm trying to able to buy it or,
Do you have the address of your business?
yes. It's 29 Bedford, Westerfield Road. And then the house behind is 2019 Eddystone. And there's the little alley you'll see once you look at the picture.
So is the alley between the business and
The
the
residential.
house?
The house, yes.
Okay.
And I,
But that'll allow us to kind of narrow down
Yeah.
the area and reach out to the
Yes, and
engineer's office.
very
A
much.
lot of times people don't remember.
I own both, it's under my business.
When they go to executive session, I'll write down your name. I need to for anybody who speaks, but, we'll just make it official that you're making this request, and I'm sure someone will follow it.
Appreciate it. Thank
It
you.
sounds like a good idea to me, but I don't have the authority to say yes or no.
And there are alleys that were potentially never even platted, some of the residents have just kind of
Yeah.
fenced in the backyards and all that stuff. So this sounds like it might be a different scenario, so, they will pursue that.
We're also talking about the lot also, correct? It's just
Lot?
the-
I'm sorry.
There's a lot there too, or are you?
There's just the alley.
Just the alley, okay.
It's his business, an alley that runs behind his business, and his home, the house.
House, yes.
On the other side of the alley, so. And you're looking at just the length of your property,
The house.
Yes.
of the alley?
Yes.
Let me get what's that.
Yeah.
So Dave, you'll check with the engineer to see how we potentially go about this, if it's possible.
We'll be sending you a survey too.
There's a once.
Thank you.
Is there anything else before I make a motion to go into executive session? Anyone? Okay. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to enter, into an executive session for ORC 121.22G1 to consider the employment, appointment, and compensation of public employees.
Second?
Trustee Graham?
Yes.